Hi everyone, welcome back to our video series on SAT verbal hacks. Let's see what we have for you in this video. All right, so as always, we're looking at our question first to figure out what we need to be looking for as we're reading. So this one says based on the text, so we know it's going to be a detailed question. How does the Lord Chancellor respond to the crowd? All right, so when we're reading this passage, thinking about details here, like I said, based on the text means it's a detailed question. So we need to be thinking about specific details in the text, making sure we're not reading too much into anything, really just focusing exactly on what information is presented in the text. Okay, let's see what we have. The following text is adapted from Lewis Carroll's 1889 satirical novel, Sylvie and Bruno. A crowd has gathered outside a room belonging to the warden, an official who reports to the Lord Chancellor. One man who was more excited than the rest flung his hat high into the air and shouted, as well as I could make out, "Who roar for the sub-warden?" Everybody roared, but whether it was for the sub-warden or not did not clearly appear. Some were shouting bread, some taxes, but no one seemed to know what it was they really wanted. All this I saw from the open window of the warden's breakfast saloon, looking across the shoulder of the Lord Chancellor. What can it all mean? He kept repeating to himself. I've never heard such shouting before, and at this time in the morning too, and with such unanimity. All right, so let's think about the details that we have here. Really, we just have to kind of do process of elimination. So how does the Lord Chancellor respond to the crowd? So that is mostly in this last paragraph here. So looking at our choices, A, he asks about the meaning of the crowd shouting, even though he claims to know what the crowd wants. All right, so this one is not going to be the correct answer because he doesn't claim to know what the crowd wants because he's asking about it. And he doesn't say that he knows. So then B, he indicates a desire to speak to the crowd, even though the crowd has asked to speak to the sub-warden. Same thing, he doesn't say anything about that, so it's not supported by the text. Always have to choose an answer that is supported, so not B. C, he expresses sympathy for the crowd's demands, even though the crowd shouting annoys him. The text doesn't really give any indication on the Chancellor's feelings about all of this, just that he kept repeating to himself these kind of feelings, thoughts that he's having. So not C either. So looking at D, he describes the crowd as being united, even though the crowd clearly appears otherwise. All right, so D is going to be our correct choice here, and we know that because it is supported by the text. So we want to go back and think about how it is supported. So there should be specific lines or instances that we can point out that support this choice here. So he describes the crowd as being united, which he does by saying, and with such unanimity. Okay, so that part is supported, even though the crowd clearly appears otherwise. All right, so we have to go back to the first couple of paragraphs and see if the crowd does appear to be the opposite of united, so disjointed, which we can see here in these lines here, where it says that some people were shouting bread and some taxes, but no one seemed to know what it was they really wanted. So clearly the crowd is not united. They're asking for different things, upset about different things, and no one knows what they really want. So yeah, D is definitely supported completely by the text, so D is going to be our correct answer for this problem. All right, follow Thinkers for more.